Hello, everybody. I've been working through your first module post and I've commented on quite a few. And so now I just want to leave you with a few thoughts about what I've been seeing. Let me just come into the discussion forum here and come into what I see when I come into the discussions. So there's some serious discussions going on. You can see some of the participants have quite a few comments and a lot of responses. So very exciting, a lot of really great engagement happening here. So a lot of you are really getting engaged in these discussions. And I've been popping in and out of various ones and leaving a few comments. So here's a few things that I'm seeing. I'm looking at your slide that you did, looking at some of the words that you've highlighted in terms of approach, offerings, what you think your students are experiencing in terms of autonomy, cross-curricular, the aesthetic, the feeling of it, so imagination here, perspectives. And as I scroll through, I see some different highlights here. So the student experience, this person wants to be more challenging, make their students take more perspective, be more democratic. So that's kind of interesting link to perspective taking and democratic in the sense of appreciating other people's perspectives. Collaborative, so they want to have more either group work or more collaboration in one form or another in here. Showed you that one. And another one here that talks a bit about collaborative again, reasoning, resilience, pushing their students to do critical thinking. So these are all directions that a lot of you are pushing yourselves towards. And there's some interesting tensions, I think, between what I see. So some of you want them to be more engaging and creative, at the same time more challenging. So we have here safe but challenging. That's a common theme. If I just click through a couple more here, again, challenging here, and safety, but risk-taking. So that gets right to the point of some of our discussions, is how do we help our students, how do we maintain that safety in our classroom, yet push our students to take greater risks? And so I've been asking you questions around that and trying to get you to think about what is the nature of the risk that you're taking, what types of risks are you happy for your students to take, and how do you align that with concepts of safety? And I wonder if it's the teacher's safety in terms of not taking risks so that you can make sure you meet your curricular goals and hand your students off to the next grade well prepared, or if it's the students taking some risk, and how that aligns again with this concept of safety. And so we need to really deconstruct that concept of safety to think about the idea that it's good to be challenged. Our ideas need to be challenged. We're not safe from being challenged on our ideas. We might be safe from ridicule and safe from, harm, but we're not safe from having our ideas changed. We're not safe from being pushed to be more resilient. We're not safe from being challenged to think outside the box, to adopt critical thinking, and to push ourselves beyond our own current thought processes. So when you go, I want you to keep these things in mind. And so we're going to be quickly going on to module 2, where you're going to take that slide and you're going to rework it a bit. There's a bit of reading and so forth. And you're going to start to develop a curriculum planning framework that hopefully engages with some of those terms that you've all highlighted in yellow on your slide. How do you work those in then to your curriculum planning? So this is the next post. And then right here, you can see that you're going to give us a little explanation. And I'm just jumping ahead a bit so you can see that we're going to ask you to try and apply your innovative curriculum planning framework. So here's where you're going to try to take some kind of risk, try something new. So I think those two go hand in hand. When you're trying something that's genuinely new, that means you don't really know what the outcome is going to be. So therein lies at least some of the risk that you're going to be taking. And then we're going to come back again. This is a few weeks down the road, but we're going to come back again in Module 4 to re-examine that risk and re-examine that framework and ask ourselves again, how do we work some of these concepts into our curriculum planning? So I'll leave you with that to think about. I'll try to comment on a few more posts over the next couple of days. And don't forget, the rubric asks you to comment on 2, but I'll be very impressed if you comment on as many as you can. And I strongly encourage you to read well more than 2, because really there's some great ideas being shared in those forums. I mean, I go back to that discussion forum. I mean, I can't stress enough what's happening in these forums and how many ideas are being shared around and how many ideas are being discussed and contemplated from so many different perspectives, and from K to 6 and K to 12, and some of you are in higher education. So I strongly encourage you all to go and look at as many of these posts as possible. Okay, thank you.